Welcome to Productive Joy with Dr. Christie, where fun meets action.
Hi, friends. Welcome to Productive Joy. I am so excited to spend a little time with you today, recapping my experience with Dr. Charlynn Ruan. She is a pretty fascinating lady. So, what she didn't tell you is that she spends half of her year in Colombia and is there right now, and then lives in Texas the rest of the time. And she is learning all kinds of great things about being a digital nomad and being able to be wherever she wants to be to run her business, which is pretty cool. But one of the things that we talked about a lot of things. She runs a company called Thrive Psychology Group, and it is a team of women who are changing the lives, her in particular, of founders and CEOs, people who are really high achieving at work. How can you get the best out of yourself? And the number one thing that I learned from her is that we've got to take care of us first, and then we can take care of others. But when we're trying to do it all, we're not going to be successful in any of it. And so I know I definitely am guilty of thinking, well, I can, you know, fix the yard and do the laundry and you build a business and work full time. I can do it all. And that's really quite silly. So what can you do to take some things off of your plate? Right? That kind of hit me right between the eyes. Couple other things that we talked about is that I asked her what her definition of productive joy was, and I really liked her answer. She said that when you've worked hard and you're tired but not depleted. Hmm. There is a big difference between tired and depleted. When you're depleted, you've been doing things that were not necessarily in your wheelhouse, not necessarily on your list of things to do, not necessarily things that brought you joy. And when you're just tired, it means you put in a good day's work, and there's power in that. So I loved that phrasing. And I also appreciated her follow-up answer to that, which was that she's in productive joy when she's in a flow state using her gifts. What's your gift? What's the thing that you bring to the table that nobody else can? Are you bringing that to the table at work? Are people getting to experience that part of you, or are you hiding that? Do people know what you're genuinely good at? I think sometimes we forget to let people shine because we don't know them well enough to let them shine. Why? Why do we do that? Well, sometimes it's out of fear, right? Like we're afraid that we will not measure up, that somebody will outshine us, that maybe they're gonna be better at something than we are, and that doesn't accomplish anything. It just makes us scared. And so how do we operate outside of that fear? How do we get rid of that fear? Here we are, 2025, and we are now a second month in. And, it's hilarious that we're constantly trying to get better in January, and then that kind of falls off, and we're like, yeah, no, those resolutions didn't work. But now that we're in February, are they working? And if they're not, why not? Like, the thing to think about is, what is it that we're able to do that we haven't tackled yet? I like to call it the knowing doing gap, right? I know better, but am I doing better? And that is a ginormous hole often that it's really hard to get over. How can we get from knowing what to do to actually doing the thing, whatever it is? I don't know. I can't do that for you, but I can certainly help. This is the kind of thing that I coach people on, and the kind of thing that we usually work out pretty successfully together. So if that sounds like something that you need, let's talk about it. You are not in this alone. As a matter of fact, you're here with lots of other people, and you could lean on them too. Something that I have been doing for years, actually like 8 or 9 years now, is a motivational email. I send a motivational email to about 150 women, both from my organization and from my friend group, every single day. And in that, we usually pick a challenge each month. And as we pick that challenge, I remind them each day of how I'm doing on the challenge or what I'm learning from the challenge. And a recent one that we did was on gratitude. And I had so much fun. We were supposed to write about what we were grateful for. And I had so much fun putting myself out there, but then hearing people come back with what they were learning. Do you have a group like that? Do you have people who are saying to you, "Hey, I tried this thing and it's working," or "I'm really grateful for this thing over here and I'd like you to know about it." Because if you don't, I suggest you find one. We're not meant to be alone. We're meant to be in community with others. And that's one of the reasons why I started Productive Joy, was so that you would have a place that you could go to get some free information that just might make a positive change for you. So if this all sounds like, "Oh, I'd like to be a part of that," then email me and I'll add you to the list. It's Christie, Christie, at aim with us, AIMWITHUS. I had to think about that. That's sad. .com. And, if you want to send something to me and just say, "Hey, Christy, I wanna be a part of your motivational email," or "I'd like to be on your newsletter," or "I'd like to know more about what you're doing," you can follow me on any social media. You just look up Dr. Christy McMullen or Productive Joy, and you will find me. You'll find our website. Just get a little bit more of Christy and what I'm putting out into the world, because I'm trying really, really hard to make sure that it is bringing light and life to others. So today, I really hope that you got a little something that you could use that will change your perspective, change your mind, put you in that flow state, and leave you tired but not depleted. And as always, I'm hopeful that you're creating some productive joy, and I hope that that's happening by figuring out ways to turn fun into action.